presents School is Now in Session.
Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast.
Homeschooled.
The Homeschooled Podcast. Why? Because he was homeschooled.
It's time to document the journey. Welcome back to Homeschooled Podcast. Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to Homeschooled Podcast 2021 style, whatever the fuck that means. Hey, you know what? To be completely forthcoming with you guys, we are actually recording this This will come out on New Year's Day, so I'm just going to be completely honest with you. It's very possible no one will ever hear this because the world's going to explode.
I was going to say the world could be on fire.
I would like to welcome back to the podcast my old friend Lee Syatt is here. He's our guest today. Unfortunately, my co-host is not going to be joining us. He wanted to. He was supposed to be here. Last time you were on, he wasn't, but he was supposed to be here this time. But I think he had to work late or something. So, but anyway, it's.
Never know how.
I will. It's just us it's just us, buddy. Like good old times. You know what I should have done? I should have had Eric Rocha come and be a guest, but I just barely found out that Kevin wasn't coming.
Oh, he probably would have shown me his butthole or something. So.
Oh, get ready.
It's good that you're.
Eric and I talked today, and you know how he does the Lee Syatt calendar.
I didn't know that he was gonna do that. That's he puts all those pictures up.
That's what I'm saying. He did it all year. He put the calendar up, for each on the first of each month, and he said to me, "I'm done. It's December." And I said, "Bro, I don't know if you know this. The last time you bought a calendar, but they come with January for the next year too."
You're right. You're not wrong. You're not right. I'm sure January is gonna be the most terrifying one of all. I've had people who don't even know the podcast ask me about those pictures. Like they'll see them like, "Are you mad at that person?" I'm like, "No, that's actually a good friend of mine. That's actually someone I enjoy."
It's so funny.
Terrible things in my face.
It's so funny. I can't look away, and then I can't look at it either. It's like weird.
Wait till you hang out with him. He'll just watch. If there's ever a lull and you guys hanging out, he'll just start watching that shit and.
No way.
Show you. Oh yeah.
I've hung out with him a bunch. He's a great guy, but anyway, let's get into it, dude. Let's get into it. It's fucking, it's January 1st. Hopefully we're all still alive and healthy and doing well. And it's time to take the Christmas lights down and start your year, okay? This is the time to do it. And take the menorahs, put them in a box, and ship them back to Florida, all right? It's time to get our lives in order. You should have been working on it December 1st, but you know what? You still got time. Life is full of do-overs. Tuesday's a do-over, and New Year's Day is a do-over. And we're going to get started right now. You guys, I would like to ask everybody for a big, giant favor to please help in any way you can support my podcast by purchasing maybe a sticker, a t-shirt. I got masks. I got neck gaiters. I got hoodies. I got sweatshirts. I'm wearing one of my sweatshirts right here, the Document the Journey Homeschool Podcast one. It's one of my favorites. I love this sweatshirt. And you guys, just check it out. Every little bit helps. Times are tough, but anything helps, even if you get a sticker, whatever. Also, my comedy album is available worldwide, Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Prime. It's on there, you guys. All you got to do is search The Bad Guy, Augustino's Way to the Bad Guy, and download my album. If you can't find it for whatever reason, go to my website, homeschooledpod.com, click on merch, and then you got the link for the album, for the t-shirts, for everything right there, okay? And this episode is also brought to you by Masterclass, who is our longest supporting sponsor and most successful, to be honest with you. And I absolutely love them because I've now been using them myself, and I absolutely love it. I'm bettering myself at screenwriting, and I'm so glad that I'm taking this course. You guys, it is so fucking helpful. And I am reading a lot of scripts now to try to better myself, and when I read other people's scripts, I find all their mistakes because that's how good Masterclass is. But if it's not screenwriting, they got everything. You guys, you can take a comedy class, acting class. Maybe you want to be a director, how to make a film, how to make a short film. Maybe you want to write poetry, learn how to play the guitar, cooking classes. It's all on there, and the best part is you can do it from the comfort of your own home, which is what pretty much your only option is these days, is to sit at home, and you're sitting there going like, oh, I was just about, my New Year's resolution resolution was to start on my dream. Well, you still can. Right from that chair you're sitting at right now at home, click the link in the description for Masterclass and get on it. Your own schedule, your own budget, and right from your home, okay? It ain't going to break the bank. You can buy a course individually, or you can get the entire website and have access to it for the whole year. So you can take multiple classes, multiple courses, and just get the whole year, which is like $180. So, I mean, that's totally worth it to me to do. And right now they have a special. So make sure you use that link in the description. And if you buy a year, you gift a year to someone else for free. So you're hooking yourself up and someone else. And that's it, you guys. All the links are at homeschooled.com. Welcome back, Lee Syatt. What's up, buddy?
Yay! I didn't interrupt this time.
You're doing great.
I did a good job. Yeah, I wanted to many times, but it's good to see you. But I didn't get to see you last time.
Yeah, we wanted to do this. We've been meaning to do this again because the last time you didn't have internet, you were in a hotel. You were like living out of a hotel in Milwaukee. And get this, bro. So not only did you not have internet, and we only had my video and our audio, but something else went wacky with that day, which, by the way, it hasn't before and it never has since. But that episode went wacky and only half of it worked, like the video. So we did like an hour episode and like only half of it actually made it to YouTube. And then like all my fucking YouTube comments are people like, bro, this guy's full of shit. Like he didn't put it. I kept saying like, guys, there was an error, so we only have half the episode. If you want the full episode, go listen to the audio version. They're like, oh man, he's full of shit. I'm like, why would I purposely not put the whole video up? Like, why would I keep that from you?
I don't know why you're still reading YouTube comments.
I don't know.
My 2021 resolution and I read comments.
Not to read them anymore because I don't have enough followers to where I can start ignoring people. I'm still trying to build my YouTube.
I respond. I look at Instagram, even though I put a picture up on Instagram yesterday, and like half of the comments, I'm like, I don't know if I like these people. These people are kind of like they're writing awful things. But I'm about because I just started my podcast a month or two ago, and they've been asking for YouTube, and I don't really have a space to do video here, but I'm gonna put the audio up. And I've been thinking I might actually just turn comments off.
Really?
Like, I think I don't know what the point of comments are. And I'm sure there's people who like doing comments and all that sort of stuff. And the vast majority of people are good people. But like, there's not comments when you watch TV or go to a movie. There's no comments. So I think I might turn it off and just not have that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. And
that might not be a bad idea. Yeah, you might be right, dude. But I think like having them on makes like the YouTube people who just really enjoy watching YouTube. And I think that's like part of the fun of them being there is to like, and a lot of them don't even watch the whole thing. They'll find something to pick on and they'll type it and move on. You know what I've found, dude? That like my audio listeners, like my original listeners for that have been here from the beginning, are super supportive and like iTunes and SoundCloud and all that stuff. And then my Instagram people are super supportive. You know, I put the video up there and they really like it and they share it and stuff. I have found that YouTube is probably the most negative of audiences. And I think it's because it's not my fans, like my people who support this podcast. They're not going over to YouTube and watching it. They're listening to it where they always like listening to it, how they always do. But YouTube, I think, is a lot, not all of it, but a lot of it is just people they don't know us 100%, and they're just scrolling on YouTube. I always love
posting a video, and like 2 minutes later, like the video is 20 minutes, and 2 minutes later, there's already like 10 dislikes. You're like, you didn't watch it.
Yeah.
You just, you came here and hit dislike.
Yeah, the video's 20 in 30 seconds. You disliked it.
Yeah. So, I that's my resolution for 2021 to not look at the negative stuff anymore.
You got to delete negative out of your life. You know, so absolutely. You know what? If you're gonna turn comments off,
that's my favorite thing about being back home. I haven't really. It's all been positive. My mom cooks dinner for me, and it's pretty odd. I gotta say, it's weird being a 32-year-old man living in your parents' spare bedroom, but other than that, it's pretty nice.
That's not your old room?
No, my mom moved out of that house. It's still the bed I grew up in. It's a twin bed, which is rough for me. But, I gotta sleep on my side, but it's nice. I've enjoyed it. I didn't think I was gonna enjoy it as much as I have.
I don't really think there's anything wrong with it, man. I mean, people go through all different types of things, ups and downs in their life, and you're lucky to have a mother.
Oh, I'm very lucky. I mean,
Yeah.
I saved up some money. I mean, not much, but I could have been paying rent, but I would have been between rent and utilities. I would have been dropping $2,000 a month to be doing nothing in LA right now.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I mean, I'm happy. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, I'm sure for years people told you to quit your job, this and that. Imagine if you had.
Yeah. Yeah. People told me for years to quit, and you can't have a day job and do a comedy, and it that might be true in a lot of ways, and I'm sure that it's probably kept me from a lot of opportunities and stuff. But you know what, man? I really figured it out. Like, I really got it down to a science. And people also said you can't get married or you can't be in a serious relationship either. And you can do it if you really, really, like, time manage everything, And,
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I hardly sleep.
You're like, I'm about to have a breakdown, but it's working.
Well, I used to be out at almost I'd say 4 to 5 nights a week. I'd be out doing stand up, and even if I'm not on stage, I'd be out at the comedy clubs hanging with comics, and not anymore. So now it's just I've filled myself with as many things. Like I took on more things trying to fill this void of stand up comedy with other creative outlets. Like the screenplay writing I'm trying to get better at, and I want to start writing some ideas for scripts and just getting them out there, even if nothing happens with it.
How many times have you watched Everybody Loves Raymond?
Since quarantine, I don't know, 2 times.
You watched it through twice. That's great.
And Seinfeld and King of Queens and The Office.
Oh,
and
I got King of Queens. I haven't watched. I have to put that in next.
I got All in the Family, the whole box set.
I love old sitcoms.
Dude, I started Cheers. You there? Can you hear me? Okay. I started Cheers, and I haven't watched it in so long, and Jen's never seen it. And so we started watching Cheers, and we got through, I think, like the whole first season, and then all of a sudden Netflix took it down, and I was like, fuck.
Oh, I hate that.
And now I'm like hunting down the DVDs,
I think it might be on Amazon. If I could be wrong.
It's on Amazon, but you gotta, I mean, it's not streaming. You got to, or it is, but you got to pay like $1.99 per episode.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm not doing it.
You know me, bro. I go to used DVD stores and I'll find it eventually.
Oh yeah. Cheers is interesting. The first few seasons I think are hysterical because Coach makes that entire show.
Coach is hilarious.
He's my favorite.
He's the best.
I didn't know that he passed away. But
yeah, he passed away during the making of it.
Yeah, in between like season 2 and 3 or 3 and 4, somewhere around there. And then it's crazy once you actually get to watch it. There's a lot of stuff in that would get canceled now.
Oh, for sure. All in the Family too.
It's pretty great. It's pretty interesting to watch.
That's why I like it. Not because it's offensive to some people. I like it because it's real.
Oh yeah.
And I'm sorry that people get offended nowadays, but it's like that. It was just real. It just rang true, and you didn't, you didn't specifically hate anybody. It was just that's you know what I mean.
Right.
Like the stuff with like Sam arguing with Diane. Nowadays that would be like verbal abuse. Some of the stuff he said.
Each other a couple times.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He hits her in an episode.
Yeah.
Damn crazy.
Yeah.
But see, today they'll go like, well, we can't have that on TV. But it's like, not that I'm saying it's okay to hit a woman, but I am saying it happens out there, and you shouldn't always hide the bad things. You should show the bad things to be like for awareness. Guys, this is what happens, and you know what I mean. And it creates like a big drama. And I remember when I saw the episode, I was like, damn, you know what I mean. I can't believe he did that.
I know.
It also tells a story of like where where he was at that time. How dark it was.
Yeah, it's I had dinner with my aunt and uncle last night, and they're older, and we were talking about it. It's kind of interesting. Like I'm not a religious person, but sometimes I wonder, like, about like how like you have to be a good person to go to heaven in theory,
In theory.
right? But like, okay, back 100 years ago, it was totally cool to smack your wife, or it was
It's
cool to own
totally
slaves.
cool.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool to own slaves,
Mm.
or say the N word, whatever you want. Like, it wasn't something that was looked down upon. So, like, did they get to go to heaven? But now you wouldn't go to heaven for doing that? Like, it's sort of interesting how just to think about that stuff. I don't know. I don't like it's how the times change and how the rules change, and it's just
Well,
crazy.
you're not very religious, but I think that if something is wrong, it's wrong.
That's
Just
also
because it's
true.
socially acceptable at the time, it was still wrong. You know what I mean? Just because, it's legal to, that's like saying, if you arrest somebody for doing a crime that's no longer a crime anymore, do you let them out of prison? You know what I'm saying? But it's like, just because you made that legal didn't mean he did the right thing.
That's also see. Now you're pretty strict. I didn't
I'm
realize that.
not, I'm not that strict. I'm a human being and I'm a sinner. And you know what I mean? I'm not that great of a person, but I always try to like do right by humanity. You know what I mean?
Yeah, everyone. But I wonder like, is there something I'm doing now or something that we do now that in 100 years people can you believe they swore or I don't know like I don't
Yeah.
know what.
I don't think you're going to go to hell if you swear. I think
Hope
that's,
not.
you know, see, there was stuff that people were doing that were wrong that was acceptable, but now it's not. And then there's stuff that's not wrong that they planted in your brain the whole time that it was. Like marijuana. You're going to go to hell because you smoke
Right.
marijuana? Now it's legal. Does that mean, like,
Yeah.
before it was legal when you smoked, you would go to hell? Like, no. You know what I mean?
I hope not. It's
Because you'd
like
be
my
fucked, bro.
mom. I would. I'd be the first. I'd be going to hell right now.
That puts you
Um,
under the hell, bro.
I'm in solitary confinement of hell. Like my mom is of the time. She grew up in a time where weed was the same as heroin.
Damn,
Just
this is
so
crazy.
yeah, and now there's commercials for it, and there's like 3 or 4 dispensaries around here.
Hey, isn't
So
it true in Oregon right now that almost everything is legal? Like, I heard that like
I don't
even
know if it's
cocaine is
legal
legal.
or decriminalized. I think there's a difference. I think
So
I think
lowering
they'll
the sentence.
like I think they're trying to like they probably give you a fine and they're trying to make you like do rehab and just put you in jail.
Wow.
I don't know if that's the answer.
Like a
I think
DUI.
there was a country in South America did that. Well, no DUI. DUI is still
No, I'm saying it's like
regular.
a DUI. Like instead of going to jail if you have cocaine, they're gonna go like, all right, maybe you'll spend the night in jail, you get a fine, and then they make you go to the rehab.
Honestly, I think a DUI might be worse. DUI,
Really?
you still go to DUIs. I think you go to jail and you lose your license and
So in
drug is
Oregon, if you're if you're driving drunk and you get pulled over, just be like, I'm on blow.
pretty much. That's what I worry about because I mean I have driven stoned. I don't recommend it, but I like because they can't really test for it or they haven't figured out how to test for it yet. But eventually, like they're gonna give DUIs for driving high.
Yeah, I mean, dude, we live in a world where they can take your temperature with this fucking digital little thing by scanning your forehead. You know, it's
Yeah,
if they wanted to know if you were stoned, they would be something by now. They're gonna track if
but
you got COVID. You know what I'm saying?
uh,
So
yeah, they can do whatever they want. It's just scary.
the tracking
It is
system.
gonna be pretty scary. Yeah, well, like with what China does with that, like what is it called, like social equity system or whatever, where
I
they
don't
give you
know.
points off of being a nice person or doing the right. I don't know. I would do fine, but that's not cool.
Yeah, I do fine. I hold the door open for people. I say my P's and Q's, and I would be fine. But dude, the like system now, like Instagram's like new terms and conditions is so crazy, dude.
I know all the whores went away.
Well,
All the
dude,
dirty hoes went away.
if you read the terms and conditions, they straight up just say like, we're gonna use your camera, even if it's not on. We'll use your
Really?
camera to watch your face, and we will. Yeah, they'll go. We'll study when you're scrolling on your phone. We're gonna use your camera to study your facial expressions when you see things, so we'll know what you like and what you don't like.
Oh, I'm gonna cover my camera now. I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
dude, I want to do that for my phone.
I didn't know that. It is, and I'm weird. Like I'm not a big Alexa person because I'm like I don't
Yeah.
want them to know. But with the phones, they're doing it. But my aunt and uncle gave me some bourbon last night, and I never talk about bourbon. I don't search for bourbon, and I pulled up Twitter and there was a bourbon ad.
Because they said bourbon out
Yeah,
loud, right?
like, son of a bitch.
Dude, so obviously they've always been watching what you're searching for, because I've known this for years because I book flights, and when I book flights, I've always, I've told you this before, right? I think I did it on stage once. The trick?
You trick the bot.
Hold on, you're breaking up. What'd you say?
I think we're back.
Yeah,
I
you're
said
back.
You trick the bot.
I would, like, if I had to go to, like, if I had to go to Oregon, I'd be like searching for Denver flights all month, and I would go as far as searching for hotels and rental cars all in Denver, and then like the day before I book it, I'll go book Oregon, and it's so cheap.
I like it. That's a Jewish trick. I like it.
But dude, they
go ahead.
upped it. They've upped it. So now, and I've been on to this one for over a year. So now I know they're always listening. So now when somebody says, "Oh, where are you going?" I'll go like, "Oh man, I want to take a trip to Oregon." I'll look on my phone and they'll be like, "Flights for Oregon," and they'll be really expensive. So now I don't even say it out loud. So now people will go like, "Where are you going?" And I'll be like, "I'll tell you later." You know.
Let me put my phone down and walk away.
Let me put my phone in the microwave real quick.
It's and it's crazy. Like how like, I get anxiety if I don't have it with me. We become so dependent on it.
Yeah.
And it's ruining our lives.
Get this, dude. I didn't search for this. I didn't speak it out loud. So this is the newest advance, okay? You know the movie Inception?
Yes. Are we in Inception?
No. You've seen it, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Do you like it?
Yeah, I haven't seen it for a while, but it was pretty good.
I'm pretty sure you'll know what I'm talking about. So I was watching the movie Inception. I mean, we're talking maybe a couple nights ago. I watched the whole movie. When the movie was over, I didn't touch my phone. I just watched the movie. The movie was over. I picked up my phone. I think I opened like Instagram or Facebook or something, and there was an ad to buy something like there usually is. And you know what it was, dude?
Was it the top?
That little top. That little thimble that he
spins.
spins. And I didn't say the word top. I didn't fucking, and I don't even think they say the word top in the movie. They call it something else.
No, they probably have the audio. There's probably an algorithm where they can...
For the movie, there's an algorithm. So they're listening.
Let me ask you this. When you go to explore on your Instagram, what are the things that pop up for you?
You mean besides like the people I follow?
Yeah, when you hit the magnifying glass. Like I'll tell you for me.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Sexy girls, comedians, UFC, Patriots, and food. And those are the only things I look up and that's it.
But the creepy thing is, like, sometimes it'll be something I really like, but I've never searched it on Instagram before. Right. You know, they just know I like this. Like, they find ways to find it.
It's connected to your Facebook. That's the one company that doesn't know me.
But I don't really go on Facebook. Yeah, I don't either.
That's the one that they don't know. Other than Instagram, they don't know me really on Facebook. They'll send me ads for weird shit. I'm like, you don't know me because I don't use it.
Yeah. For me, it's like Patriots, something making fun of Biden.
Okay. Yeah.
The Office memes.
Yeah, I get that. Some reason it thinks I'm Republican, and I'm nothing, but I lean a little bit more left, I think. So, for whatever reason, maybe because of you, it thinks I'm Republican.
No, I'm not a Republican either, bro. I don't lean no way.
Right.
I stand still, bro. But
I'm just here.
Yeah, man, that's crazy, dude. It's kind of scary. I think I'm gonna look into like one of those cell phone cases that covers my camera or my front camera.
Oh, they have that?
Yeah, there's something they make them where like the thing kind of comes down over it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
So they can't watch your face.
The problem is like I'm dependent on it for GPS and stuff now.
Yeah, me too.
But like, it makes switching back to like a flip phone a little bit more appealing.
Yeah, I know, right? Just simplicity. I dream about simplicity. I
also want a Tesla. I want a Tesla
and a flip phone.
I don't trust self-driving yet.
Bro, how hilarious. You'd be the only guy Lee Syatt gets out of a brand new Tesla, and then he got his flip phone.
They're not gonna get me. But I'm sure they're listening in the Tesla.
Yeah, exactly.
I just don't want to drive anymore.
I got little fantasies about moving somewhere like in the woods, and I don't even have internet.
Oh no, I need internet.
I just got a DVD player and like all my fucking favorite TV shows and DVDs and movies, and I'll just live there, bro. And I'll go out of the house to drink like a lonely fucking old man at the bar, and then I'll go back to my place with fucking firewood. And this is how I got little fantasies about it.
I'm in the middle. I want to go somewhere. I gotta be honest. The snow's not my favorite. I had to shovel and I didn't enjoy that. But like I want to go somewhere where within like 20 minutes of me, there's like 4 to 6 decent restaurants. Hopefully a movie theater if those things exist anymore, and a Best Buy. And that's all I really need. But I don't want to be in the woods. Like I still want to be around, but I don't want to be around like that many people anymore.
Right.
I used to. My lifelong dream was to live in New York, like in New York City. But I don't know anymore.
Too cold.
Well, there's that, and then it's also like to get a decent apartment is like $2,000 for like a 1-bedroom.
Yeah, it's expensive. Do you find yourself when you get older? I personally, as I'm getting older, I like the warmth more and more.
Yeah, I mean, LA. The problem I have with LA was like the fires towards the end and the homeless people. So I don't.
Yeah.
I honestly think I do like the warmth. I don't like the snow.
LA gets too hot sometimes. In the summer, we have some really nasty heats.
It does, and that's why I think San Diego might be the key. I think San Diego might be like heaven on earth. And I mean, there's still earthquakes and there's still fires. Yeah. But I don't like. That's the thing. I don't know. I would love if your listeners could tell me where in this country you can live, because like Florida has humidity, hurricanes, and lizards,
and alligators and shit.
And alligators. Texas has flooding,
humidity,
a lot of humidity,
bugs.
Bugs. Like I think it might be like North Carolina.
Texans. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking around.
I mean, I actually don't mind. Because a lot of people up here are like, they treat Southerners like they're terrible people.
I love people from Texas. People.
I actually I like them. They who knows what they feel about Jews and all that, but I don't look Jewish, so they've always been very nice to me, and I like Waffle House. So, have you been to Waffle House?
No.
Oh, it's a fact.
I've been to a Waffle House.
They make waffles. It's open 24 hours, and if you check the news, someone's always getting stabbed at them, so it's fun.
I hear that like Oregon kind of gets 4 seasons. It rains a lot, but like it's not as bad as Seattle, and you get summers. Like
I don't
summers.
Want 4 seasons. That's what I liked about LA. Is there's no other than like the month where it's too hot.
Yes,
I remember
bad.
when I left LA. I stopped in Vegas. I stopped to get gas, and it was like midnight, and it was still like 100 degrees.
I hate days like that.
And I was like, it's too late to be hot.
I always have loved the cold. I don't mind snow, and I've lived in Boston for a couple of years. Boston, where you are now, is my favorite city in the country, and
I love it.
I absolutely love it, and I've always wanted to move to a cooler climate because I'm like up to here with the fucking LA summers are fucking getting to be like 120. It's ridiculous.
What do you think about Utah? I drove through Utah, and I haven't spent any time there other than driving through it, but it was beautiful.
I did Salt Lake City once. That was cool. Joey and I did it at Wise Guys. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. They're cool people out there too.
I've heard different things about it from people who live there, but it was just so beautiful to drive through. I just kept looking around.
You know, and Jen really wants to move to Oregon. She likes that rainy stuff, and I do too. But like, I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm getting old, but like, it's cold right now, and it's fine with me. It's nice, but I'm almost kind of feeling like I just need like 78 and sunny. Just give me 70. I don't want too hot. I kind of need like a little tan. I want to sit on a warm beach, you know. I haven't been
Yeah, you're
kayaking
not gonna
since
get
it's
that
got
in
cold.
Oregon. I've heard Oregon's beautiful, but I
Yeah, it is.
actually, as crazy as it sounds, I kind of prefer snow to rain. Because snow, you don't really get wet.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I guess if you sit
unless
out
you're
there long
walking
enough.
through the city. Like that was my least favorite thing. Like when I went to school in Boston, and you'd walk around, and when the snow would turn into slush, and you're wearing jeans, and like it goes like halfway up your leg, and your pants are just wet. That's when you want to kill yourself. But just snow is kind of cool. Like you have hot chocolate. Like I shoveled, and my mom made me hot chocolate. And I was like, "This is the best day of my life."
All right, enough with the
She
weather and
put two
shit.
packets in.
She puts 2 packets. Does she use milk or water or a
She
combination?
She made it with milk. I never
Oh,
knew that you could do that.
that's the way you got to do it, bro. You don't have that watered down
But
shit.
it scares me to heat up milk. I thought you would get sick.
No, you never heard of people having warm milk?
I never knew how to do it.
What do you?
I would always be like, "How are you doing that without it curdling?"
You just do a couple minutes. And you keep an eye on it. And you stir it.
One of the things I'm paranoid about, like Joey always made fun of me, lizard meat and all that. No, I've never, knock on wood, never had food poisoning. I don't heat up milk. If the day something's expired, I'm done with it.
Well, guess what? You already had warm milk because your mom made it for you.
Yeah, I trust her. She's a chef.
Tell me about how your podcast is going.
It's fun. I'm enjoying it. It's just me, it took a few weeks to get into. The first few weeks were not my looking back on, and that's what I tell everybody. The first few weeks are not going to be the best, but I'm gonna start in 2021 having guests. So pretty soon you'll be a guest on it because I have stuff to say, but I don't have like stories like Joey or Bill Butter. I'm not one of them. So
What number are you
I'm
up to?
running it 12.
Okay.
So the next one's 13.
So what are you talking about on there?
I'm sorry.
So what are you talking about on there? It's called What Was I
A
Thinking,
couple
right?
of times right now. Originally, I was gonna do like recaps of church episodes, but it was just too. It was too specific, and I also I don't remember like 8 years ago what we were doing or thinking. So honestly, I think it would even happen with you once. Where you came in and I was like, "Oh, this is your first time on the podcast, right?" You're like, "I've been on like twice." I'm like, "Oh, I just don't remember because of marijuana." So, it's hard for me to do that. So what I've been doing, the last few of them, like I did one recently where I was like, what I want to do differently in 2021, what I want to change about myself.
That's good.
I did
That's good.
stuff that makes me weird. Like I have a thing where, it's over there. My mom has these soft blankets, and ever since I was a kid, I've really liked soft stuff. But every time I feel like, even in a store, if a shirt's really soft, I'll rub it on my face. I don't know. It's just so I've done stuff like that. I talked about a trip I took to Niagara Falls, and I don't know if you've ever been there, but Niagara Falls is garbage and terrible.
Oh,
so
really?
don't
No,
go
I've
up
never
there.
been.
It's a waste of goddamn time. It's the
I
worst.
liked that I liked the ideas of you going back to each church episode one by one. I would go back to that if you don't want to do it all the time. Like you want to, if you have something to talk about. But I thought that was cool. And yeah, it's hard to remember what happened 8 years ago. But what you should do is you should listen to the episode and then talk about what would.
Oh, yeah, I
because
did
you
that.
probably don't even remember a lot of them. You probably don't even agree with what you said back then or what changed, and you can literally talk and reflect on that. And when you have guests on, you can ask that guest sometimes if they want to be your guest on your podcast and talk about that day, that episode.
And I've done one episode like that, and I might add to it, and maybe I'll just skip ahead. The other problem is, and this is why you don't talk about someone you're dating. For like half of the podcast, I was dating somebody, and now I don't date them.
Oh.
And I would always say positive things and lovey-dovey things, and now the thought of hearing that made me want to shoot myself in the head. So I didn't.
Well, you know what, bro? It's a part of your life. and
That's true.
you lived it, and now you got to talk about it. You know what's better talking about being in the moment? Talking about that moment when you've grown as a person, because now you're wiser. You got your own. You have different. You go back and you reflect on things, because people are always, they get caught up in the moment. It's nice to be in the moment, and it's good and positive sometimes. But I think sometimes people get caught up in a moment that you don't realize. Especially with like comics, like. You sometimes you feel like this is a great bit I have right now, right? Like I'm actually doing really well. I'm writing really good, or maybe you're thinking I'm really bad. I can't write a new joke or something like that. It's like sometimes it's too much to get caught up in the moment. When a year from now you're going to be better, and then a year from that you're going to be writing even better, and you go back and now you're going to look at like footage of you doing stand up, and you're going to be like, oh my god, I was so bad. But at the time you thought you were okay, but now you're so much better. So now you can go back and watch that stuff and go like, man, like I've improved my life. And you know what, bro? I'm divorced, and every now and then I'll bump into a Facebook picture that I forgot to delete of me and her, and I'm like, ugh. But you know what, dude? It happened. It's a part of what made you who you are today.
Oh, do you have an iPhone?
Yeah.
I think you do.
Yeah.
I just got the 12. I was stuck on the 8 for like 3 years, and it shows you old pictures. And I'm like, I don't want to see these pictures anymore, iPhone. Like it's like Facebook.
Yeah.
It's reminding me of things that I want to be reminded about.
I got the 12. I got the 12 too. I think it's the worst iPhone ever released. I like the look of it.
I don't, yeah.
The look is cool. The camera is awesome, but they took away so many like cool things about the way that it functions and stuff.
I miss the home button, to be honest, but they stopped. I don't know. Like I remember when the first one came out. I didn't even get one until like 4. But like they would make actual changes, and now they're all the same. Like it's just a new camera and it's a little bit faster.
Yeah.
So like I'm not getting one every 2 years anymore. The last one I had lasted 3 years. I'm gonna see if I can make this one last 4.
I get one every year. I get the new one every year because I don't buy my phones. I lease them. I'm on like a lease program with my phone carrier. So at the end of the year, your lease is up, and then you can either like buy the phone out, or you can just get the new phone. And I always just get the new one. I don't want to own it.
Okay, yeah. I'm paying every month, so I think you're right. I think I have that option, and I just don't care about it. I used to be a tech person, and I still am, but it's like, it's just too much. I'm sick of having bills.
So like, dude, what I was saying earlier about like trying to fill a void. So I've taken on like all these extra creative outlets and stuff, and now I'm just home at night, and so I'm preoccupying myself with podcasts. I'm actually doing a new podcast aside from this one that I'm gonna start, like a completely different concept. What'd you say?
What is it gonna be about?
It's gonna be called the Sitcomics, and I'm gonna take a bunch of comedian friends, and I'm gonna cast them as roles in some of our favorite sitcoms, and we're gonna do table reads.
I like it.
I
like it. And can you get scripts?
Yeah, so we'll do All in the Family, Everybody Loves Raymond, Seinfeld, Cheers. We'll do some of the greatest sitcoms of all time, and it'll be comics doing a table read. But so that's why it's called the Sitcomics, because obviously we're sitting doing a table read. But it'll all be over Zoom. And to be honest with you, dude, I have no idea how it's gonna go. And I'm gonna do it by seasons. I'm gonna do because I already have this podcast full time, so I'm gonna record a whole season, like 8 or 12 episodes, and then I'll release them, one by one, and then I'll record a new season. But who knows? I might just do the one season and see how it goes. This is more for like, if nobody watches it, Lee, I don't care. This is, I'm filling a void, and also taking my creative outlet and putting it in another direction, because stand-up is not where it used to be in my life anymore. Not by my choice, unfortunately. And besides being on stage, I miss just the whole stand-up atmosphere. I've been a comic, Lee, since I was 20 years old, and since I was 20, I've lived in the comedy clubs, almost literally, and day and night there. I've slept there before, like I didn't even go home, and I'm just constantly around comics.
Why do you go home? You live like 5 minutes away. You live like 10
Bro,
minutes away.
sometimes I just wouldn't go home because I knew how to just be right back there in the morning, you know, and I'd be already drinking and stuff, or we would just be having too much fun. You know, we'd lock the doors and the comics will just sit there all night talking. And I mean, I didn't do that more recently. I mean, obviously, after my 30s, I was, you know, but I was still going out at night, you know, and seeing you or Simone, you know, Schubert and I would go out.
I haven't watched the Store Showtime documentary. I haven't watched that one yet.
It's great. It's great.
But that's one of the things I'm very grateful for. Just that I got to perform on those stages and do well on each one, and then B, I just got to experience it. Even if the store never comes back, I got to experience. Like
you're a part of something, dude. You're a part of something, and you know what? I think you're actually in the documentary.
I think they put it. It was the skinniest day of my adult life. I had one good picture taken of me with Joey,
and they put it on Showtime.
Joey's calling me right now.
Pick it up. Yeah.
Hey, I'm on Augustino's podcast. Can I call you back in a few minutes? All right.
But hurry up. Take your time, but hurry up, cocksucker.
You already called once, and then I missed his call earlier.
Oh shit, my bad. I'm sorry.
I'm about to get yelled at.
I'm sorry.
No, remember you were in the shower once and called in. And you was like, "What if it was Universal calling?"
Yeah, bro. What if it was NBC? You ain't got time to take a shower.
There's no shower in here. You shower at 4 a.m.
So funny. So yeah, what were you saying, dude? You're in the documentary.
Yeah, Troy Conrad, who takes amazing pictures, and like he did all the pictures in that. But I was at my most skinny, and I took a picture with Joey, and I heard that it's in one of the episodes, so that's very cool.
Yeah, I remember seeing like a picture of you standing next to him, I think in the hallway.
Yeah, my head's like this or something.
Dude, it's so cool to be a part of something. I loved the documentary. I thought it was great. I think it was the last and second to last episode. There was a couple of chunks where it was like too long on something where they could have used that time to squeeze other important people in. Okay. And but you know what, dude? It was super entertaining and educational, and I would love it if they picked it up like by a season, do season 2, because there's so much more you can do with it. There's so many more comics they didn't even get to and tell their story. Yeah,
no, it was like the past few years, it was just very cool. Before anything, I was a stand-up comedy fan. I mean, that's how I found Joey. So the fact that I got to see the one person I never got to see there was Chappelle. I never was there at like 2 a.m. and saw him pull up, so that would have been fun. I'm not gonna pay $350 per person to see him and Rogan and Austin. That's kind of crazy. But other than that, I saw everybody. I got to get a Steve Simone ghost tour. I got to hang out in the back smoke area. Like I said, I got to one of my best moments ever there. It was either my first or second time on. I want to give a shout out to Skylar Stone, who, by the way, even just him, I remember seeing him in Waiting, and then I got to do his show a few times because of Joey in the main room, and I got an applause break in the main room, like my first or second time there. And I've also bombed. I had Dane Cook give me a terrible introduction, and I bombed. But just the fact that I got
what did he say about you?
It wasn't, and I've done something. He was bringing up, and he goes, this, ladies and gentlemen, there's comics who, when they get up, other comics go to the back of the room to see them perform. This is not one of them. Welcome to the stage, Lee Syatt. And I'm like, I used to love you, Dan Cook.
That's funny though.
So that's fine.
But that's a rite of passage, you know what I mean? He is busting your balls. That's funny.
And, I mean, the funniest one. And I'm bummed because it was the last time I performed there, and my mom was there. But I opened for Simone at La Jolla, and
super cool.
Joey told this story on the podcast. I went up first. a girl that I had been talking to was in the front row. The lights were on. It was freezing, and God damn it, what's the guy's name who plays the piano there?
Oh, at La Jolla? I don't know.
Yeah, he's Vicky Barbalak's husband. He's a very nice guy, but he asked me my name. He's met me multiple times. He's introduced me multiple times, but this time he goes, "Welcome to the stage, Lee Syatt," and just the mixture of all that, I just didn't. I just ate 1,000 bags a day. That was one of my last like actual.
It got in your
shows.
head that bad?
I don't know why. And like I was at first, and I made a joke about it being cold, and they didn't like that, and they just didn't like it. It's so weird. It's so weird how, and I guess it's fun too. But it's like a joke can kill and get an applause break one night, and you could hit replay and do it word for word the same way the next night, and for whatever reason, it just doesn't. I got a showcase, not even really a showcase, but to host at the Improvs. So they put me on a show at like 7 p.m. in the lab, and there was like 4 people there.
Sometimes those lab shows were rough, bro.
Yeah, it was like there were like 4 people there, and then all of the improv people watched the back. I went up like second or third, and I wasn't good at crafting a set for the moment. I always would just do what I was working on, and at that point, I was doing a lot of dirty stuff for some reason, and it wasn't the right stuff because I was showcasing the host. I should have done a much better, different set, but I didn't know, and I didn't do awful, but I didn't do great. And then the girl who went up after me said, "I'm a real comic. I'm not doing dick jokes."
Oh man!
Like, you sound a bit like, why are you like?
Tell that bitch that fucking only real comics do dick jokes.
Well, she didn't do well either, so fuck her. But
bro, everything you're saying right now about how like you're like, oh, I ate a bag of dicks or I had a bad set, dude. Everything you're saying right now is all like that's not a bad thing to me. All of this is just like you're just talking about being on stage. You're getting me so excited just hearing about being on stage. I would, dude. I will bomb on stage right now, so hard. Give it to me. I'd rather bomb on stage than not be on stage.
I don't want to bomb. I do. I
miss it so much.
Like, I feel like I'm bombing right now. Like I'm getting hot all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I feel like a bomb.
No,
but,
man. I miss it so much, and we were just so fortunate, dude, to be a part of hanging at the store and being allowed to hang in the back rooms. You know, when a lot of guys weren't, and you know, we're proud to be a part of this stuff, and proud to be a part of the church. You know, we were part of something that grew to be huge, and anytime you can do that, it's a miracle. I mean, I was like this teenager that dreamt about being on stage, and I never would believe in my life that, you know, a guy like Joey would take me on the road with him, and I'd be doing sold out fucking arenas, bro. And it was like,
I know.
If I never do stand up again, it's probably going to emotionally kill me. But if I never do stand up again, I fucking have lived a great stand up comedy life, and it was so fun.
No, I think you'll do it again.
Of course I will, but I'm just saying if I don't, I like, you know what I mean? I've fulfilled like so much fun and blessed to be a part of it. And I just realized that on your wall there's a star, and I think that those are your pictures in it.
Yeah, it's from my bar mitzvah. It was at the front.
That's from your bar mitzvah?
Yeah, let's see if I can show you.
Yeah, I gotta see this. Lean up a little bit. Lean up. Those are like all your baby pictures combined to a big star.
Oh, yeah.
And that's what you are, Lee. You're a big star. Is that supposed to be the Star of David, or is it just a regular star?
No, you know what? I'm going to have to actually bring that up. It's not a Star of David.
It's the Star of Lee.
Yeah, that's true. What was I going to say?
I'm
feel
sorry.
the same way. I actually, because I don't know. I was just starting my 3rd year of stand-up when this year started. So you're way ahead of me. And who knows what could happen. Rodney didn't break till he was 50, so anything could happen. I don't think I'll do stand-up for a living, but when it comes back, I will absolutely go to open mics just because I'm not good at making friends, and like the thought of going there and like just making friends and doing local shows,
It's
and
so fun.
it's just fun.
I miss it.
It's a
But I got news for you, Lee. Nobody's doing stand up for a living.
I know.
I mean, if I was doing this to make a living, I wouldn't be doing it. I'm more doing it because I'm living, not living like pay bills, living like fucking being alive, dude. I do it because I absolutely love it.
Well, it's like I'm not an athlete, obviously. Not an athlete, but like
Bro,
I
you're
would
a star.
imagine it's somewhat similar. Thank you. It's somewhat similar to like scoring a touchdown when you kill. Like, I have to imagine the feeling is somewhat similar.
Oh
I mean,
man,
obviously, I haven't had 70,000 people cheer for me, but I had 1,100 here in Boston. That was
yeah,
pretty crazy. Over 1,000 people.
that's great.
Like
At the Wilbur,
yeah.
it's
When
my dream to
my
do the
mom was
Wilbur,
there,
bro.
oh, it was one of the coolest nights of my life.
It's so cool.
I did really well. My mom was there for the first show, and I said a line that I never said again, and the entire audience didn't laugh, but it was for her, and she laughed at it, and I heard her laugh. Um, so that is one of the nights that I'll remember on my deathbed.
It's the coolest, man.
It's
It's
oh, it's amazing.
it's absolutely the best. And speaking of like sports, so I don't know if it's necessarily like a touchdown, but it's like performing on stage in front of a packed audience. It's probably like being able to play on the field at, let's say, fucking Gillette, and you're running down, you know, yards, and you're and that's probably more what it's like, is the rush of, am I gonna get tackled now? Am I gonna get tackled now? And every time you don't, you get closer and closer. It feels good, but then you get tackled. That's stand-up comedy. Like, that's like,
But every once in a
the ups
while,
and downs.
when you have one of those sets that just everything is going right.
Yeah, so when you get the touchdown, that's like the bit fucking worked. Oh shit.
Yeah, it worked, and like, oh, there are some I never against an athlete. So like it just, my mom even said it because we've always been stand up comedy fans. Like speaking of Dan Cook, when I went to go look at colleges with her, we listened to his CDs the entire, because we went on a road trip all around the East Coast. We just listened to his CDs nonstop. But there was a night I did a restaurant in Riverside where you would sit on a table to do the set,
Oh yeah.
and I had one of, like, it was just, I wish I knew what I did to be able to like replicate it, but like material wouldn't work, and like I'm a shy person, but like she still brings it up to this day that like I was yelling at people and getting them involved and doing, like, I had like one of those top 10 sets of my life
Fighting for your life
where
like
like
an
I just
animal.
controlled the room. Yeah, and like I could, like, for like, just to paint the picture, I don't think I've ever in a bar gone up to a girl and be like, "Hey, you're like," I don't even know what you would do at a bar to pick up a girl. It's always been either a friend or online dating. I've never, like, in the wild picked up a girl. I don't know what you would even say
In the
to have
wild.
that happen. On the Serengeti, I don't know what you would do.
You don't do
But-
nothing, bro. You play it cool, and you fucking ignore them.
Yeah, I can't do that.
You ignore
But,
the fuck out of them when everybody else is checking them out. That drives them
Yeah.
crazy.
I
I can't.
know,
You gotta look.
But there's something about about being on stage that just gives you power. I don't know. It's amazing.
Yeah, dude, it's just pure live performance, performing arts, and I absolutely fucking miss it, dude. And I don't,
Are you
I
doing
hate.
shows right now?
What? No, there's nothing.
There's
nothing.
no outdoor shows anymore.
I mean, there's nothing, bro. I mean, if there is, they're underground, and no one really knows where they are because they got to be secret about it or whatever. And I think I'm doing one of those on the 6th, which would probably be my first time on stage since I came back from Philly, which was over a month ago.
Wow, this year was so long, but also so fast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm remembering last New Year's Eve, and I did a show in a townhouse on a staircase as the stage, but I still had a good time.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
it seems like that was yesterday now.
I'm getting like, I don't like to use the word depression because I'm not depressed, but because of all this other stuff that I do to try to keep busy. But it's just definitely a void that isn't getting filled. And it's been too long, dude. It's been too long.
Absolutely. Speaking of which, I mean, are there any thoughts of little Agostinos running around?
No, yeah, there is a thought. There's a thought of fuck that. Absolutely
Really?
not, dude.
I think you guys would be good parents.
I'm sure I would be. I don't want to be one.
Okay.
You know,
Not at all.
I'd be a good bus driver too, bro. But nothing against bus drivers, but I mean, doesn't mean I should go out and be one. But anyway,
Waiting till you're older, or you don't want them at all.
At this point in my life, I don't want any at all. I don't want any at all. Okay. Yeah, who knows what the future holds for this fucking shit world that we're that we're living in right now. I want to bring a kid into this.
They don't want more grandkids.
No, they do. My parents do. They bother me about it all the time. But you know what, man? They got other grandkids.
I met your parents. I can see your dad poking some holes in some condoms.
Oh man. Oh, my dad's giving me a break a little bit because he was all worried about keep the name going because I'm his only son. But my niece just had a baby. My niece is 22, my oldest niece. And so I'm a great uncle. So she had a boy, and she actually gave him the last name Zoida. Because she doesn't really talk to her father, so she gave him our last name. So now we actually
$500 to make that happen.
No, we got a new baby boy in the family with the last name Zoida. So there you go.
Thank God.
The name's gonna keep going.
That's awesome. I mean, I don't know. My brother's actually about to get married in a year, which is
nice.
Crazy. But it's I always thought I wanted kids. But now I'm not sure. I still think I do, but I'm kind of selfish. I don't know if I want to. I'm not even ready to get a dog yet. I've thought about cleaning up a dog poop, but I'm like, I don't really want to do that.
It ain't no big deal.
I do really want a dog. My mom can't have a dog here, so a lot of the jobs I'm applying for are actually remote. So if I get one of those, I think I might get a dog.
Yeah, that'd be nice, dude. You get a nice little dog, you get him trained, you'll be all right. It ain't no big deal. You get those little baggies. They smell good now. They smell like lavender. You'll be fine.
I'm not gonna. Did you see that video of that ex-porn star picking up with a mask?
Mm-mm.
And then putting the mask back on?
No.
I didn't know it was her.
Stop it.
It's Mia. It's Mia Khalifa. She's very pretty, but she took her mask off, picked up the poop, threw away the poop, and put the mask back on.
Stop it.
Oh yeah.
Dude, I don't even know who that is, but you guys sent me that video.
You know who it is. I know you watch porn. I
didn't know who. I didn't know she was a porn star. I didn't know that. I thought you were fucking up Mila Kunis for a second.
No. Oh God, she's pretty too.
No, that's crazy, dude. I mean, sure. Yeah, she swallowed a lot worse, bro.
Got a lot of worse than her. I guess you're right at that point. I got a lot worse stuff on my face. Smelling a little dog shit's not gonna be that bad.
That's crazy. You'll have to send me that video. That's insane. Dude, that is so fucking insane. It's like, why didn't she just throw the whole thing out? Because she's trying to be safe from COVID.
Yeah, that was the one thing. I'm a believer in COVID. I think we should have had a really strict 2-week lockdown like Italy, and then just this thing would have been done. Hopefully, who knows?
I don't know, man.
But
I mean,
whenever I used to do walks with Schubert and Simone,
yeah,
they would have masks, and I'm like, I'm outside. I'm not.
I don't wear a mask outside. I'll tell you to go fuck yourself if you come bother me with a mask. I wear a mask when I have to go into a store.
Like if I was going to be in an outdoor restaurant, but we were around people. I'm not. No.
Yeah, dude. I'm outside. It's fucking beautiful outside. Fresh air. I don't need to put a fucking mask on. You know what you're doing is you're killing your immune system. You know, and when you get sick, you're gonna be fucked because your immune system can't handle it.
Yeah, I'm not. That sounds right. I don't know much about that. I'm barely leaving the house, which I'm fine with. To be honest with you, this is actually okay. But it's just I feel bad. Like that thing that David Portnoy is doing is just amazing. I don't know if you follow him at all, but he's raised like $10 million. Him and Barstool have raised $10 million in like a week or two,
Mm.
and they're helping small businesses.
Oh,
make
that's
it.
great. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I love that guy. He's fucking
So
awesome. Barstool's awesome.
yeah, and like what's his name? Guy Fieri raised like $20 million.
He's a good dude. He always does a lot of charity. Him and Edelman do a lot of charities together. Believe it or not, Julian Edelman and him.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Um,
Do you know Shane Torres?
I don't know. I don't think so.
He opens for Bird a little bit, and he has this Conan joke because I had just, you know how like there's people there's a couple of announcers and I can't place their names right now, but you know how like there's some sport announcers that everyone just hates for some reason.
Okay.
People hate Guy Fieri, and I never understood it. Like I never got why they hate it. I like Diners Drive-In. I get stoned and watch Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives, and you're gonna have a great fucking time. I love it.
It's a great show.
He has this. Shane has this really funny bit he did on Conan, about how Guy's a really good person, and it's one of like his signature bits. So if you haven't seen it,
Oh,
go
okay.
watch that.
Dude, it's Guy is like I think why people think he's a bad person is I heard a rumor once that I always thought was probably bullshit. I heard a rumor that he was like really sleazy with women on set or something like that, and I always thought it was bullshit. And now I think it even more just because he just seems like a good person. He does like so many charities and helps people out.
Yeah. I never heard that. I heard people just making fun of him for his hair and his shirts and.
I mean, whatever. That's his look.
I mean, people wear weird shit. I mean, I lived in LA for 10 years. You grew up there. Like I remember once I saw a dude in a tutu and a leather jacket walking across the street in Hollywood, and it's like we see weirder shit all the time.
Listen, bro, you can make fun of him all you want, but the guy's got a joke that someone wrote about him, which means that everyone knows who he is. If you can do a bit about a person, that means that person is like that much recognizable. That everyone fucking gets that reference when you tell that joke. So, you know what talking shit does? Talking shit makes the other person famous. There's no such thing as bad publicity. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, whatever. But dude, you know what gets me is like when I see people in their car wearing a mask and they're cutting me off, or they do this U-turn. Dude, they do it all the time. They do this like U-turn or they're parallel parked and then they just pull out right in front of me, you know, without signaling. But then they're wearing a mask in the car. It's like you're wearing a mask because you tell yourself you're a safe person. But meanwhile, dude, people in my neighborhood, you know Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. People jaywalk. The crosswalk is right there. They jaywalk on Ventura Boulevard with a dog and a baby stroller, but with the mask.
And they look at you like you're the asshole
because I don't have a mask on. But it's like you put in your baby and your dog and yourself at risk, and you call yourself a safe person. It's so stupid, dude. Like people need to stop.
Before them, they probably throw the baby in front of them to like slow the car down.
Dude, like remember from Speed? It was just cans. It was just cans. Dude, people need to just stop and check their own bullshit sometimes, man. Like, stop and what are we doing, really? You know? But anyway, dude.
I don't know.
I'm going to get the fuck out of here because I'm going to go do a workout and it's late. And it's already 11:30 for you. Yeah.
I'm going to go lay down and maybe eat some caramel rice cakes.
I've been trying to work out every day, dude. So the only time I have right now is after we're done with this podcast. So that's what I'm going to do.
Well, congratulations. I was going to say, you haven't put on quarantine weight. I'm surprised.
Oh, I did, though. I put on a little weight from the food and stuff, but I've been really good about working out and taking it easy and stuff like that. I'm not even going to have dinner tonight, bro. I had like a big lunch, and I just feel like I'm not hungry. I just feel like working out.
I've never once felt like that. But I'm glad you do.
I love you, buddy.
I love you, too. Thank you guys for having me back on.
Thank you for calling in. Also, another thing, your internet's starting to go out and stuff again, so I think that it's a good time to wrap it up. But tell your mom's probably asleep, but tell her I said hello when you see her in the morning. And then when you see your father, tell him I said hello. He's a good dude. I always love.
I will.
I always love when he came to visit.
Give your wife a hug and tell her I missed the cookies this year.
Oh man, she snapped up some cookies, bro. All right, Lee. I love you, buddy. I miss you, and thanks for calling in. And don't forget to check in every now and then. Make sure you're doing good.
Absolutely.
You big shining star.
Love you, buddy.
Big shining star, David. All right, I'll see you, bud.
Yeah. Bye.
Peace out.
Bye, buddy.
All right, that was Lee Syatt. I love that dude. It's so good to reconnect with people that from the days of hanging out at comedy clubs and stuff again. And I really need it. Sometimes, you guys, you really need, you're restricted right now from doing a lot of things, but you know what? Sometimes you really need versions of it even to kind of keep you going just another little extra couple days. Like, the people you used to hang out with when you do those things or something like that, talk to them, and they probably need somebody to talk to too. Check in. That's it, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year. And it's time to start moving, okay? Don't forget to click the link in the description for Masterclass. No more excuses, guys. It's time to start. And thank you guys so much. Please help us out here at Homeschooled Podcast. Pick up a t-shirt or something. Tag us when you're wearing it on Instagram because I love to see that shit. Tag me. Makes me feel good. And that's it, you guys. Have a great week. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your family. Reach out to some people. And I love you. Keep coming back here. Please subscribe. We're trying to build the YouTube, so please subscribe on YouTube and keep coming back here to watch us document the journey. That's what we do here at Homeschool Podcast. And don't forget that only love is going to save the world. I'm Augustino Zoida. This is Homeschooled Podcast. See you guys next time.
Mr. Zoida,
How you doing?
missing you. I just want to give you a big hug.
Bro. Dude, how about those fucking Patriots, man?
Well, I'm hoping Josh Potter's right. And we had our entire defense opted out. So I'm hoping he was like, this year's gonna we're just gonna suck this year, get a decent draft pick.
I gotta tell you something, bro.
Wished,
It had nothing to do with the defense.
That's true. The defense was okay, but
I say you gotta get Cam the fuck out of there, bro. I
yeah,
know that some people say
I
they
like
don't
him
put
as
it
a
on.
person.
You know what? I don't even like him as a person. I hate him.
Why are you so mean?
I don't like it because he walks around wearing those stupid outfits, and I'm like, dude.
He makes him work though. You gotta say he's a good-looking dude.
But yeah, so what are you dressing like? I don't even know what he dresses like.
He can still get girls wearing stuff like that. He's like, what?
He's the quarterback of the Patriots. He can wear a fucking tablecloth and get bitches.
I know. He's making a point. He's like, let's see if I look like a banana.
Dude, he looks terrible. If he put any effort into his game that he does into his wardrobe.
He just can't throw anymore. I almost wonder if he should try to be like a tight end or a running back.
I know, right? Yeah, he should be a running back. He loves to fucking run the ball.
He's pretty good at it. Like, he can still move.
I don't want him anywhere on the Patriots team, dude. I think he's a cancer, and I don't want him. No, he's not a cancer.
He's just not good anymore.
I think he's a disease that's spreading.
Oh, you're meaner than me. I talk that way about Tom Brady. I keep telling my mom I hope Tom Brady sprains his ankle.
No, dude.
I want to say meaner things, but she gets mad.
Tom Brady, dude. Tom Brady, you follow him wherever he goes because he's a fucking genius.
No, he's a traitor, and he started the coronavirus.
Dude, listen to me.
I hope he loses every game for the rest of his career.
I ain't mad at Tom Brady, dude. Listen, Tom Brady is smart. From now on, whatever Tom Brady does, that's what we all should do. Because remember when he was leaving the Patriots and California offered him a contract and he turned it down and he went to Tampa Bay. He could have gone to L.A. and he went to Tampa Bay and everyone was like, Tampa Bay? You could have came over here to L.A.
He saves 10% and he looks like a Holocaust victim because all he eats is vegetables. Have you seen him? He's weak. Like I'm trying to lose weight, but damn. He looks like
he looks good. He looks good. But look what happened, dude. Look what happened to California. Now everybody's leaving California to go to Florida. And I was like, dude.
He knew, yeah.
WWTB. What would Tom Brady do?
He's a traitor, and I hope his house burns down.
Oh, wow, bro.
He's a traitor. Look, I mean, I don't want to R.I.P. Kobe, obviously. And he wasn't, maybe not the greatest person. But you see what happened? LA went into mourning. The city went into mourning when he died. Tom Brady could have retired a Patriot and done anything he wanted for the rest of his life, and he should have done what Peyton Manning did and stayed until the Patriots got rid of him, and then it would have been fine. But he decided to leave for no good reason other than he was greedy.
I don't think it's greed, dude. I think it was about proving himself. I think he wanted to show
6 Super
people.
Bowls. He doesn't want to
He
share
wanted to
with
show people it
Belichick.
wasn't Belichick. It was me.
Why? What's wrong with Bell? Did you see that clip recently where Gronk was talking about they traded him to the Lions and he didn't want to go, so he retired really quick and then unretired a couple of years ago?
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I mean, I get why Gronk is upset, even though it's part of the business. But I am glad. But did you also notice Gronk? Maybe the year off helped, but Gronk's last year with us, he was limping like a grandpa, and now he's doing diving catches into the end zone.
You think he what did Joey call it? The old Jewish lightning? What do you
He did something. I mean, he wanted to get out of there.
He faked a neck injury.
But I'm not as mad as Gronk for I don't know. I like Tom. It really hurt me that Tom Brady left. Tom Brady.
Dude,
It's like walking in on your wife on your wedding night. She's fucking your best man.
He gave you 20 great years, and he gave you 6 championships.
Yeah, and he should have retired.
And Cam didn't even get you to the fucking playoffs. So so go a little harder on Cam because it's his fault.
I like Cam. I don't have a problem with Cam.
Listen, bro. All right, let's start this thing.
Oh, that wasn't even it? Okay.
No, this can be a behind the footage though because the audio wasn't going.